This would be one of the most turning points in my art career. I got this email way back. It was last year. I remember it was just the beginning of summer, I believe, from this guy named Chris Northrop. And it said, hey, we're working on a great book. This is all the artists. And I get a lot of, you get a lot of emails, a lot of, scam emails too. But the moment I clicked on Chris's email, he was representing Magnetic Press and said he's working with a good friend from Horrible Future. And I got hooked really fast. And I immediately drew a spaceship for them. And I sent it back to Chris. And Mark's like, hey man, this guy is awesome. Let's see what else he can do. So it was a good connection. And I felt like Mark and Chris brought in such an amazing work environment for me, because they're like, here's what we need. Just go with it, man. Just create what your mind would, see from our notes. And that's how my relationship started, man, was just a one click of an email. They found me through ArtStation, and it was the best email ever, man. It was awesome. It was great. And here we are to this day with a beautiful book with all the rest of the amazing talent that worked on it. I started art literally at a young age. I was actually probably 8 years old. And what actually happened was I picked up some sidewalk chalk, man. And I was visiting my dad. My parents were broken up at the time. So every week I got to go see my dad. And my dad would give me this sidewalk like chalk. And I would just start drawing on the sidewalk over and over again. But I started to draw a crowd of people. So then out of nowhere, I was like, hey, I might be pretty good at doing artwork. So I ended up, getting into pencil crayons, watercolors. And then by the age of 12, I actually was selling my artwork to folks. And it would be, the occasional Bob Ross kind of mountains, nice, beautiful mountainscape. And then I started doing underwater artwork. And then I realized when I was in my mid-teens, that I was like, I'm going to become, at the time, I just thought I was an artist, but it would be a concept artist, creating such fun little shapes for people, either in their own stories or in their own imagination. And I would just fall in love with creating, man. So by the age of 20, man, I was blessed enough to receive a job in the art industry, man. And I started to do a couple of things. My uncle worked at EA Games, and man, it was an inspiration to me because he also was a concept artist in the industry. So that's kind of where I got started, was the family of just some pretty good support. And of course, people always, a lot of people were like, this is not a real job, which I understand where people were coming from, because being an artist could be really hard, man. But ever since I was 25, I officially started to do more of, you would say, working in the industry. I started off at a place called Thinking Box in Vancouver, Canada, and it would just be a marketing kind of activation company that would promote movies from Paramount to Lionsgate. It was just a cool environment. But my job specifically was to be a concept artist, to concept what these activations will look like. So they would be taking my drawings and creating it. And what happened was, as time moved on, a lot of artists were kind of getting other jobs. And then I had another friend of mine who moved over to Lucasfilm, man, and he's like, Shane, you gotta start drawing some Star Wars stuff, because we can get you into this doing art with Lucasfilm. And then the company Topps picked me up, so I started doing all of this Star Wars Topps cards, and it was really awesome. And then as time moved on, I would jump from contract to contract, and then now I'm with Horrible Future, and still doing these amazing ships, but also have the blessing of working in this new contract I have with Fancy Flight Games. So another fun card game coming out. And then there's a lot more I'm doing with Magnetic Press Play on an upcoming game that will be revealed by next year, guys.